I think something weird is happening in the apartment above mine. Live below an apartment that should be empty. I moved into the apartment on the third floor because it was cheap for the area and the landlord didn't ask many questions. He didn't seem careless, just tired. The kind of tired that comes from learning what not to notice. The building was old but well maintained. Hardwood floors, thick walls, quiet in a way that felt intentional. I worked late and slept light, so at first I didn't mind it. The first sound I noticed from the apartment above me was a scrape. Just one. Slow. Heavy. Like someone dragging a piece of furniture. A few inches and then stopping. I checked the time, 11:47 p.m., and rolled over, already annoyed. Upstairs neighbors. It happens. The sound came back the next night. Then the next. Never during the day. Never more than a few movements at a time. A long drag. A pause. Sometimes another drag. Sometimes nothing. No footsteps. No voices. Just the sound of weight. Being moved carefully across hardwood. What bothered me wasn't how loud it was. It was that it always stopped the moment I focused on it. Over the next few weeks, the sounds changed. They weren't random anymore. The dragging doubled back on itself. Sometimes it stopped halfway through, like whoever was moving had reconsidered. Once, I heard something scrape forward, then slowly return. Along the same path, following the same grain in the wood. That was the night I realized it didn't sound like redecorating. It sounded like someone running out of options. I mentioned it to the landlord a few days later. He was fixing a handrail in the stairwell, moving slowly, carefully. Sounds like someone's living upstairs, I said. Late nights. Heavy furniture. He looked up at me too fast. That's not funny, he said. I laughed, confused. I'm serious. He studied my face for a long moment, then exhaled. Probably pests, he said. Raccoons. Rats. Old buildings carry sound. It sounds like it's coming from the floor, I said. Hardwood. He hesitated. The last tenant up there left in a hurry, he said. Didn't say why. I asked if anyone else had moved in. I'll check it out, he said. Later. He didn't look at the stairs when he said it. I went up myself the next afternoon. There was only one apartment on the fourth floor, the one directly above mine. The hallway was dark even though it was sunny out. The door to the unit wasn't locked. When I pushed it open, the air inside felt wrong. Not stale, not cold, just heavy, like the room was holding its breath. The apartment was empty. No furniture, no boxes, no signs of someone moving in or out. The floor told a different story. Deep grooves scarred the hardwood, overlapping and looping across the room. Some ran straight, others curved suddenly, as if whoever had been dragging something had changed their mind mid-motion. I crouched down and ran my fingers along one of them. It was sharper than I expected. I pulled my hand back instinctively. A thin line of blood welled up along my fingertip, bright against the dust. I stared at it longer than I should have. The walls were worse. Holes punched into drywall at uneven heights. Near corners. Along flat stretches. Too low. Too high. None of them lined up with doors or windows. It looked like someone had been searching the apartment itself. My stomach rolled, slow and deep, like the floor beneath me had tilted. I left without closing the door. That night, the sound didn't come back. A week later, my friend Mara came over. She's practical, grounded, the kind of person who talks people out of spirals for a living. We were sitting on my couch when the sound started again. A slow scrape overhead. A pause. Another scrape. She tilted her head. Someone doing renovations? I told you, I said. It does that every night. The sound continued. Careful. Measured. That doesn't sound like furniture, she said after a moment. That sounds like someone thinking. Relief hit me harder than fear. We talked it through. Old buildings. Sound travel. Stress. She told me I was overworked. That I was overanalyzing. You're overthinking it, she said. Listen to yourself. The sound stopped. We both noticed. She laughed it off. I tried to. When she left, my apartment felt too quiet. The sound didn't return that night. It came back the next evening. Different. Shorter movements. Stops and starts. Like adjustments being made. I moved from the couch to the kitchen. The sound shifted. I stood still. It paused. I realized then that it wasn't above a room anymore. It was above me. Late that night, I heard a voice. Muffled. Wrong. It wasn't Mara's voice. Not really. The pitch was off. The timing wrong. Like someone reading her words phonetically. You're overthinking it, it said. I froze. The next time it spoke, it was closer. The pauses were better. The cadence improved. By the third time, it was perfect. You're overthinking it. Same inflection. Same hesitation before the last word. She wasn't speaking to me. She was being rehearsed. The sound started again after that. Slower, more deliberate, not louder, more precise. The voice doesn't come back after that. Neither does the dragging. The silence is worse. I start noticing how often I stop mid-motion, how I stand in doorways longer than I need to, how my furniture has shifted just slightly out of place, like I'd moved it without remembering why. Every hesitation feels anticipated. I think about the grooves in the floor upstairs, about how deep they were, about how long it must have taken to carve them. I pack only what I need. I don't make a plan beyond that. I don't wait to hear anything else. I've already stayed long enough to be noticed. I have to get out of here.